team to win, really. Well, Sally got really well in the slot there, and I kind of out of back up a bit, so it's hard to go on it, but I got enough on it to get past the goalie, and just to score a goal 3-2 in the third period like that was a lot of fun. For sure, I want to play in the NHL one day. It's just been learning from guys that have done it for a while, and hopefully one day I really do what I want at this level and feel like I've had a good start so far. I think we have a younger group this year. We've done well, but we've come up short against the big teams, and I think we're just kind of here to learn this year and hopefully come back stronger next year.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2021 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship game between Team Norway and Team Kazakhstan.
After 2 years, the wait is finally over. The best players in the
six lineup for Team Kazakhstan. Goaltender, number 30, Nikita Boyakin. Defenseman, Checking, 44, Dan Gibbs. 85, Alexei Bakikov. 18, Pavel Akolzin. 89, Anton Sakategi. 95, Mikhail Shevchenko.
Exciting times for Kazakh hockey, a chance to make the quarterfinals for the first time ever. Kazakhstan's best finish prior to this was 12th back in 2005. A regulation win against Norway would get the job done. There's Darren Dietz, one of 9 foreign-born players. The Olin brothers, Ken Andre and Mathis, will play on the same line, which we don't see very much for Norway. Henrik Hawkman gets the starting goal, the 26-year-old making his 6th appearance at this World Championship. Was pretty good against the United States in that 2-1 loss. Nikita Boyarkin's been terrific for Kazakhstan, a .946 save percentage, a 3-1 record. He has both their shootout wins. Kazakhstan coming off an 11-3 win against Italy. They scored 8 times in the 3rd period.
So they're feeling pretty good about themselves, pretty good about their chances. Win in regulation, and you are through. Somewhere they have never been before as a hockey-playing country at the World Championships. But Norway won't roll over. They just gave the U.S. a tough game. That was after beating Latvia in the shootout.
And Canada, Germany, and Latvia all watching this game and hoping for Norway. Ken Andre Olin back with it. Mathis Olin, by the way, stepped on a puck in the warm-up and went down hard. I think he kind of rolled his ankle a little bit as Mats Rosselli Olsen works in, shoots, and Boyarkin knocks that down. Ken Olin on it. Norway will finish worse than 10th for the 8th straight World Championship.
But, like always, they would not be relegated even if there was a relegation in this tournament.
They beat Italy 4-1. Kazakhstan ices it. Kazakhstan opened with a 3-2 shootout win over Latvia, a 2-1 shootout win over Finland. That got them going. They trailed in both those games, lost to the U.S., beat Germany, lost to Canada, and beat Italy decisively.
Their biggest fear probably right now is the carefree opponent. Norway has nothing to play for.
Can't go down, can't go up. But play for pride. Yes. A lot of veterans on this team. Less than a long shot, knocked away by Boyarkin.
Playing like a team with nothing to lose, can be aggressive, can make things happen, and you never know what that kind of opponent can bring.
Sondre Olden spins back for the Norwegians. We'll make the point the last time that this is a great winter sports country. As Olden winds his way in. Olden throws it back in front. Trenton has a chance. Rebound. Lindstrom turned away. Still loose in front. And the long reach of Victor Svedberg, a Swede who plays for Kazakhstan, knocked that away.
Sondre Olden, who did not play last game, is back and flying. One of the better Norwegian players in this tournament, going end to end.
Cross ice pass to Thomas Volkve Olsen. Starchenko stepped into him. Krogdal holds the line, a long shot kicked away by Boyarkin. Kazakhstan qualified by winning Division 1A in 2019. 11 players from that team are here in this tournament, including Starchenko, the captain. Centers it, now picked up by Nikita Mihalis, who scored 4 goals in 5 games in that qualifying tournament. That long shot drifts wide. Starchenko with it. Throws it back in. Volkve Olsen with it now. Feeds it across to Emilio Pettersson, who knocks it down. Kazakhstan had a bitter disappointment last February in Olympic qualifying on home ice in Nur-Sultan. Lost their last game to Poland, 3-2, and that knocked them out of Olympic qualifying. The next stage takes place in August. Norway will be in that, but Kazakhstan will not. That plays offside at the Kazakh line.
One thing Kazakhstan has done in this tournament is kept themselves in game, not going down early, and they almost go down there as Tretnes got a hat trick in the tournament. Gets a stick on this first shot.
Kazakhstan's team save percentage in the tournament is number 3, trailing only the United States and Finland.
3rd in shooting and save percentage, 1st in shooting percentage. They are having a hot couple weeks.
Now, part of that is
when you put 11 up in 8 in the period or whatever it was against Italy, that helps the numbers. But everyone gets to play against Italy in the tournament.
Right. Tommy Christensen, one of the Norwegian veterans, plays out ahead to Martin Roymark. That plays offside at the Kazakh line. Roymark, one of the 3 Norwegian players who's played in the last 3 Winter Olympic hockey tournaments. Mathis Olum and the captain Jonas Holos, the others. Norwegian League was suspended for the 2nd straight year. This year it was stopped in December. Sagadeev plays that back for Svedberg. Blacker chips it back out. Jesse Blacker from Toronto. Sagadeev with it. Talking with the Canadian players who play for Kazakhstan. They've enjoyed their experience in Nurs Sultan a great deal. They play for Barris Nurs Sultan in the KHL. Finished 11th this year to 23 teams. Lost in the first round of the playoffs to Magnitogorsk.
It's a pretty respectable finish for what sounds like quite a nice city.
Sagadeev plays it across and a hard shot by a Colson, kicked away by Henrik Hawkman. Sagadeev spins back in the corner. That's picked off by Ken-Andre Olum, and that goes by Blacker and back down the ice.
Talk about their tournament leading shooting percentage. When they do get around the net, it does feel like they have quality finishers. Strong, heavy shots, guys with good hands. They may not generate as many chances, but they're good at making the most of the ones that they do.
Suttonez back for it, leaves it there for Lindstrom. Across to Krogdahl. Bouncing pass for Olden, just out of his reach. Sondre Olden was a Toronto draft pick back in 2010. Krogdahl with it. Game center ice and flips that down over the head of Bayarkin, who was largely unknown before this tournament, even to his own teammates. Who
What'd you know about him? Nothing. Didn't know what he looked like. You know what he played like. They know him now. He's been fantastic.
Doesn't play in the KHL. He plays in the Kazakh League and not in Nurs Sultan. Mihalis drops that down. Starchenko with sharp angle shot, and Hawkman got a piece of that.
I mean, he would be in the running right now for best goalie of the tournament.
Matnukov with it, drops it back to his partner, Darren Dietz. Lead pass for Alexander Shin. Now the loose puck picked up by Volkve Olsen. Also underway at this hour, Russia-Sweden, a crucial game for the Swedes. As it dropped back, Volkve Olsen, a shot that goes wide. Haga was tied up with Boyarkin. And earlier today, Czechs with a shootout win over Denmark.
That ended Denmark's tournament.
In comes Emilio Pettersson with a shot. Boyarkin the save. Shin picks up the loose puck. Norway's changing. Shin brings it ahead and flips that back down to the Norwegian zone.
You can't say Norway's playing flat to start this game. They are zipping it around, looking to create some offense.
Blacker back for Svedberg. The 6'8" Swedish defenseman. Chipped in by Petuhov. Hawkman knocked that down. And it's chipped ahead by Eric Salston. That was broken up. Asetov back across from Petuhov, and Lesson knocked it away for Norway. Lesson had a bone-crunching hit. Rodrigo Abols of Latvia snapped his stick in half. Lucky he didn't break his spine in half with it.
One of the biggest hits we can remember in this tournament. And it was clean. Nobody was hurt. It's perfect. Scott Stevens would definitely approve.
Jesse Blacker swings that backhand for Sagadeev. Hit across the line. Sagadeev in, centers it. And Shevchenko couldn't reach that. And if he can't, no one can. Ken Olaf winds his way ahead. On the line with his brother Mathis. They have played together on national teams a lot, but not very often on the same line, and they've almost never played together anywhere else. They've had very parallel but divergent careers. Mathis Olom came over and played in North America for London and Sarnia for a year. Shevchenko drops it back off. Matrukov works in, shoots from a sharp angle. Hawkman squeezes that and is able to hang on. 6:45 gone here in the first period. No score between Norway and Kazakhstan. No score here in the first period. A win in regulation for Kazakhstan guarantees a quarterfinal spot. A win in overtime or a shootout? Not necessarily. Now a chance for Mihalis with a shot. Hawkman the save. Curtis Volk back on it. Plays it around for Starchenko. Starchenko got tangled up. 3 games here tomorrow, starting with Canada-Finland at noon local time. Tretinez works it around. Back to Olden. Sondre Olden. Olden drops that back. Lilleberg, a hard shot. He rattled that wide. Holo steps up. And Olden got a stick on that. Holus keeps it alive. Jonas Holus. Playing in his 102nd World Championship game. He's in the top 20 all time among the players who have played in 100 World Championship hockey games. Lead pass to Romerow, working in. Hawkman knocks that away to Olden. Esplin tied up by Romerow. Haga, outlets for Esplin, up to Olden. Lifts that down to the Kazakh zone, bouncing puck for Boyarkin, then almost mounted the stick of Haga. And now Shin back with it. Across he goes to Blacker leading the rush. Jesse Blacker across the line. Volk by Olsen on him. And the puck moved away by Esplin. Back for Erland Lesson, who played for Rögle in the Swedish League last year. They went to the Swedish League final. Nifty move by Haga across the line. Drops it off to Pettersson. Emilio Pettersson swings it across. Esplin in, shoots. He put that wide. Now Esplin back at the point. Trying to dig that free. Picked out by Pettersson. Pettersson goes back across. Shin got a stick on that. And Norway has to regroup. Shots are 6-3 Norway here in the early going.
Kazakhstan hasn't really shown themselves to be a team that really pushes the pace. So while it does seem that Norway is skating a bit better, creating more chances, this is kind of the way Kazakhstan has played.
Salton had that knocked away. Panyakov breaks in. Panyakov spins along the boards looking for Sagadeyev. He's tied up by Salston. Puck loose in the corner. Panyakov trying to dig it free. Back out the other side. Shevchenko couldn't knock it down. And now Shevchenko gathers it back up. Krogdahl stepped into him.
Krogdahl throws everything he has into his contact. Backside, you name it. He's anything to try to get the best of a collision.
Krogdahl to Kasastool, up through the middle. He finds Salston, who lays it down to the Kazakh zone, and back to pick it up is Ivan Stepanenko. Across to Curtis Volk, the Medicine Hat native. Grew up with Darren Dietz there, their childhood friends, and Dietz reached out and convinced him to go to Kazakhstan, and he's thoroughly enjoyed the experience. Knocked down by Holos. He finds Ken-Andre Olem, that's knocked down in front by Makhnikov. Still digging it. Holos shoots. He pounded that wide. And the puck skips off the dasher over the glass and out of play.
Norway almost wasting some of these good opportunities. They've had a lot of near chances, but that last play to get right down in front of the net hasn't been there. Here's Holos, the latest one-timer. Doesn't miss by much, but it still misses. And that was after Mathis couldn't find Ken-Andre down in front of the net.
Off the draw, Makhnikov steps ahead. 16 of the players on this 28-man roster for Kazakhstan play for Beres Nur-Sultan in the KHL. Mihalis shoots! And they're coached by Yuri Mihalis, Nikita's dad.
Who I've quite enjoyed his demeanor. Can't understand, can't read his lips or what he's saying, but just the energy that he brings behind the bench, where he's into the games, but he's smiling, he's enjoying himself, he's being positive with his team.
We were talking to Darren Dietz the other day about it. He said it's a very different dynamic with his son on the team. He's demanding, but very fair. He's almost like the players' dads, all of them.
If you dad to one, must be dad to them all.
Esplin lays it ahead for Lindstrom. Lindstrom squeezed along the boards by Svedberg. Shestakov out to center ice. That's knocked down. Then fed back in by Lesson. Saw a knee knocker here early. The United States a 2-0 win with an empty net goal over Germany. So Germany goes to the last day now, suddenly needing some points to get in.
playing against Latvia. Tomorrow will be the nightcap of a day that will feature fans in the stands. 2,500 fans have been cleared to come into this building. 1,000 in the other building.
2,500 can sound like 25,000.
It's going to be great, and hopefully they'll be getting warmed up all day in preparation for the final game of the tournament of the round robin, Latvia, Germany.
Blacker for Shestakov. Shestakov tried to slide down ahead. Romerev with it. Drops it back to Shalapov. Stepanenko had it knocked down by Pedersen. Up into Volkve. Olsen trying to work his way in. It's in behind Pedersen, still trying to dig it free. And Shalapov has it back for Kazakhstan. Lilleberg picks it up. That was close to too many men for Norway. Haga works it across the line. You got Pokechek there. Petuhov plays it back around, knocked in by Trogdal for Norway. And Stepanenko plays it back across. Shalapov out to center ice. That got by a Colson. Icing waved off. 8 to go here in the opening period. Sweden has a 1-0 lead on Russia. That gets interesting now.
They need that game. They must have a chance.
In regulation, pretty much. There are some other combinations as Solston plays it ahead. Dietz. Christensen plays it around for Norway. Cross ice pass goes to Dietz. Aaron Dietz with 17 goals this year in the KHL as a defenseman. Up for a Colson. Shevchenko plays it back. Dietz winds and shoots. A rocket goes just high. That's how he does it.
He is an offense. He's a talented offensive player they have on Kazakhstan. Very smooth with the puck.
Svedberg with it. Cross ice pass from Mihalis, who sends that down to the Norwegian zone. Hawkman back across. Norway will play an Olympic qualifying against Denmark, South Korea, and Slovenia on home ice. As Mathisola moves in and shoots that wide. That'll be in August. The X factor there will be which NHL players will play for their country.
Denmark can rustle up a handful of pretty good ones. Slovenia might be able to get the best of them all in Andrzej Kopitar.
Svedberg plays it back around. Mihalis with it. Nikita Mihalis. Passing around for Volk. That was picked off by Lesson. Up for Mathisola.
Norway's doing a good job from behind their own net, keeping it off the boards while trying to break out.
Norway changing. Esplin back across to Lindstrom, working in. Lindstrom drops it back for Trenton, is picked off by Shin. And it's a 2-on-2 for Kazakhstan. Shin with Volk. In comes Volk. Can't get a shot away as it rolled off his stick. Trentonez gathers it back up. And away comes Norway 4 wide. Trentonez up for Olden out of his reach. And the face-off will come back down to the Norwegian zone.
Get a sense of just how tight they can call the lines. That was maybe just a couple feet shy of the red line, and it still went for icing. But again, you know that's the standard, so no one really complains. If you come up just short of the red line, just accept it for the icing that it is, and off you go.
Off the draw, there's Dietz back at the point, and Hawkman gloves that and is able to hang on. No score here in the first period of the 2021 World Hockey Championship.
In Olympic score cylinders, score between Team ROC versus Team Sweden is 0-1.
Shots are tight here in this game, 6-5 in favor of Norway. 5:54 to go in the first period. A game that 3 other teams are watching closely. Canada, Germany, and Latvia.
Is really pulling for Norway to make their life much easier.
Shestakov trying to knock that down. Romero back with it. To the point he goes to Dietz. Winds and shoots. That was blocked by Pedersen. Another chance. Dietz walks in, fires again. Hawkman stopped that. Baknukov. Back to Shestakov. Shestakov shoots, and Hawkman knocked that away. Shin back with it. Good pressure now from Kazakhstan. Dietz. Back to Shestakov. Long shot. Gloved by Hawkman. He's seen enough of that. And he'll hang on.
This line for Norway will be interesting because Haga has not played center yet in this tournament. And he's playing center for the first time tonight. So he's got to make some reads and how to play at his own end. And whenever Darren Dietz is on the ice, you have to pay attention to him. As he will probably be leading the tournament in shots by the time this game is over. And you can see why. Slapper, wrist, or whatever it is, he can score from way out. And doesn't necessarily need a screen to do so.
Salton wins that face-off for Norway. Krogdahl takes the pass from Kastel, picked up by Shelipov. His shot goes off the stick of Salton, up and out of play. Kastel got tangled up with Dmitry Gurkov in front. Gurkov's making his tournament debut tonight.
Saving him for the last game of the round robin. Why not? Hotnikov hadn't played for a while. He stepped in there and scored a couple goals last game. There is an expanded roster, so there's lots of extra bodies around that are not playing.
Of course, players arriving are subject to a 6-day quarantine, hence the extra players available. Hotnikov's shot drifts wide of the goal. As Panyukov was looking for it. Now Krogdahl with it. Inside 5 to go in the first period. Rink wide pass. Salston fires it down. Jumping in is Christensen. He knocked that down loose at the side of the goal. It squirted back in front, and Hotnikov played that away. Now Esplin back with it. Norway changing, slides it back to Lesson. Lead pass to Rosselli Olsen. Svedberg goes back for it. At the side of the goal, Ken Andre Olem. Dumps Stepanenko. And now Rosselli Olsen back at the point for Esplin. Walks in, skates away from Hulov with a hold there as Mathis Olem slides it back across for Esplin.
One too many times.
Yep, Panyukov feeds to the head. Shevchenko's in alone. Shoots, scores! On the breakaway, Dmitry Shevchenko gives Kazakhstan the lead.
He goes to grab his own puck. All right, go get it. Shevchenko, is that his first with the national team? Because that's a beauty if it was, and in a big moment.
It is.
And Esplin just fell in love with the cross pass with Olem. They went back and forth, and he tries to go back again, and he puts it right on Stepanenko's stick. Quick outlet pass. That's a really nice shot. Left shot, stick side, much like a penalty shot. You see shots there all the time. Or Svedberg that ripped it up right on the tape, and Esplin's so tired he can't even get a stick on him. As the big man gets Kazakhstan on the board. And that's no good. You can't be collecting your own puck, Court. Your teammates got to know this and go get it for you. No?
Different countries, different cultures, my friend.
Congratulations to him. That's a big goal for Kazakhstan.
For a big man, as you mentioned, 6'5", 230 pounds.
Skates very well for that size.
Kazakhstan the lead. Lindstrom in for Tretinez with a hat trick against Italy in the tournament. Feeds it back for Lindstrom. Back at the point, shot in by Lilleberg. Now back at center ice, Starchenko with it. Starchenko moves in, drops it back for Dietz. In comes Dietz with it. And Dietz centered it. That was knocked away. Quick stick there by Tretinez. Svedberg floats that towards the goal. Hawkman slides it back across to Lilleberg. Sweden still leading Russia 1-0 late in the first period at the Olympic Sports Center. Pedersen jumps it across the line. Poke check by Blacker. Krogdahl fires it back down to the Kazakh zone, and Blacker goes back to pick it up. With the exception of the Italy game, Kazakhstan has not played with the lead very much.
They'd like to change that. Early goal or late goal here in the first. Gets him off the right foot.
Lead pass to Volkve Olsen moving in. Thomas Volkve Olsen. Try to fish that back, but Petuhov plays it back ahead. Krogdahl swings back for Norway around to Volkve Olsen. Haga has that knocked away. Petuhov spins off Krogdahl, plays it back across. Laid back by Asetov. This fourth line not used very often by Kazakhstan. That shot goes wide, comes out the other side. Petuhov with it. Inside 2 to go. Petuhov drops it back. Lakyanov in front. Great chance there. And looking skyward as Asetov as Norway sends it back down the ice. The faceoff will come back in, but Alekan Asetov with a great chance there.
That was nice movement in the offensive zone as Hotnikov pops out, and see Kazakh Stool and Krogdahl get stuck watching the potential shot, and that allows Asetov to attack from below the goal line. It ends up being Krogdahl sweeping in right there. He's got it past the outstretched leg of Hawkman, but the strong stick of 43 keeps it out.
Pettersson plays it back across. Volkve Olsen chops at it. Sagadeyev back for Dietz. 90 seconds to go in the opening period. Makukov up head for Sagadeyev. He flips that wide. Haga back on it. Esplin bounced off Shevchenko. And Shevchenko gets loose behind the goal. Shevchenko slides that back. Volkve Olsen got a stick on it. Makukov to Sagadeyev, and that long shot is gloved by the Norwegian goaltender. You're watching the 2021 World Hockey Championship from Riga, Latvia. Face off in the Norwegian zone with Kazakhstan leading 1-0 here. Volk wins it back to Starchenko, to Svedberg, back to Starchenko. Final minute now of the period. Blacker plays it back in for Kazakhstan. Barras was a founding member of the KHL, one of the original teams in 2008. And that extra move by Ken Olin puts Norway offside. Kazakhstan made a couple of Olympic appearances in 1998 and 2006. Were in the World Junior Championship in 2019 and 2020 before they got relegated.
They could be on their way to the quarterfinals as Shevchenko gets his first, grabs the puck, puts that one aside for safekeeping. Gotta have your first goal puck, gotta keep it up.
It is bad form in the NHL, right?
It is. You gotta trust that your teammates know that. Go collect it, and if they don't, that was my first goal. You want to grab that one for me? So you're not the one actually picking it up.
Starchenko plays it in. Mathis Olim back to pick it up. 20 seconds to go in the period. Mathis Olim Tie for the all-time point lead for Norway at this tournament. Drops it off. Ken Andre Olem a shot. Bjork a toe save and a good one. Now Ken Andre Olem shoots. That's blocked. Move back out by Romerev. And time will wind down here in the opening period. Kazakhstan, needing a regulation win to clinch its first ever spot in the quarterfinals, has a 1-0 lead after one.
A little shaky on the start for Kazakhstan, but a stronger finish. Shevchenko with a really nice goal, and they're comfortably up 1-0, feeling good. 2 more periods to get to the quarters.
This is the 2021 World Hockey Championship from Riga, Latvia. Our first intermission is coming up.
9, Team Norway 7.
Ice hockey is ours. Our endless spirit, our passion, our love. Little by little, the IIHF is bringing the game back. It is time to get back on the ice. множество моментов. Каждый момент приближает тебя к выигрышу. Ближе и ближе. Движение за движением. Касание за касанием. Момент за моментом. И победа.
Результат стається відьма періоду. Норвегія друга, Казахстан третій. Не підховати відьма періоду. Казахстан дев'ятий.
Available on your smartphones in multiple languages. The 2021 IIHF app, powered by Skoda. Download it now from the Apple App Store and Google Play. Skoda. Simply clever.
Here we go, weekend. Hey! Good. Nice shot, though. All good, let's go, get up. Heads up. Wow, heads up. Whoa. Victor, we keep the hands down today, right? Yeah. Good. Henrik Hawkman allowed 1 goal on 9 shots in that opening period. And Nikita Boyarkin once again put up a clean sheet for Kazakhstan, stopping all 7 shots he faced. And good in shootouts for them too.
We talk a lot about players that could catch scouts' eyes. I don't know how Boyarkin doesn't get your attention.
He's a 22-year-old. He helped.
Hold on, boys, hold on. I need that line, thank you. Yes.
He helped Norway, or Kazakhstan rather, gain promotion to the World Junior Championship in the 2018 Division 1A tournament. He was too old to play in the World Juniors the following year. He was on the long list but didn't play in the qualification for this tournament in 2019 that Kazakhstan won and had to wait to come to the World Championship after everything was canceled last year.
At the very least, I'm going to track him much more closely next season and see how he does, and can he follow up this performance.
Ken-Andre Olem works in now for Norway. Shoots, tipped in front. And now Ken-Andre back to Mathis Olem. Mathis Olem back to Mats Rosselli Olsen winding in. Rosselli Olsen shoots. That's off the foot of Blacker. Lesson in for Mathis Olem. That's stripped away by Volk. And Curtis Volk has it back for Kazakhstan. Shevchenko with it. Swings back across. A win in regulation for Kazakhstan. They'll be the 3rd seed in Group B. Now Volk with a steal, fans on it. Mihalis flips it back in front. Svedberg in for it. Moves back to Blacker, and across he goes to Mihalis. Across to Volk. Curtis Volk gets loose, walks in and shoots. He flipped that wide. Mihalis back on it. That pass for Olden just missed, or he was off to the races.
Yeah, Blacker was wide, and at flat-footed, that might have been a tough catch.
Minute and a half gone here in the second period. Sweden leading Russia 1-0 in a crucial game in Group A.
Russia has Tarasenko and Orlov playing today as well, out of the quarantine.
Shin pivots back. Feeds that back to Shalapov. A long shot. Hawkman makes the save on that. Romero tried to center it. That was blocked by Tretinez. And Matthias Tretinez moves that back to center ice. Lesson cross to Esplin. Lifts it back to center. That was knocked in offside by Kazakhstan. They'll tag up and change. And Lesson back for it. Norway's never won a medal at the World Hockey Championship.
They've been a typical tweener. Better than the bottom couple teams, but never really challenging the top teams consistently. Not like Switzerland's had some moments where they've felt close. Germany, the same thing.
Leo Pettersson winds in, drops it back. Balk by Olsen, a hard shot. Boyarkin knocks that away. Every once in a while, Norway does take a big team down. In 2000, Norway beat Canada at the World Championship, Mike.
Yes, they did, Gord. That was a tough loss for Canada and the members of that team, myself included.
And Yukov plays it back across for Gurkov.
I thought we agreed to not bring that up anymore.
Did we? Oh.
No, we didn't miss that memo.
Leo Pettersson works in. I should read my emails more carefully. Colson drops it up to Shevchenko, who has the Kazakh goal. Played back around, Lilleberg with it. And now Lilleberg taken down. Tommy Christensen battles for it. Lilleberg takes a bump from Sagadeev. And back at the point is Dietz. Across to Melkyukov. Sagadeev. Back to Melkyukov. Back to a Colson. Tees that up and goes off the stick of Christensen. Up and out of play.
Volk by Olsen on Emilio Pettersson, who cuts the middle and drops it right back to the guy who passed it to him. This is a nice save by Arkin, though. Out and meets it at the top of the crease. He looks sharp as can be. Taken away from Volk by Olsen, who plays for Frisk Asker in Norway. An abbreviated season this year, just 17 games played. You talked about them starting and stopping. They did manage to pot 12 in those 17 games, which is a pretty good number.
Lead pass by Roymark. Got it back around. Loose in front for a moment. And Svedberg plays that away. Here's Volk with it. Chips it ahead to Mihalis. Hooks that back in front. And Lesson knocks it down. Norwegian hockey did make news a couple of years ago with an 8 overtime game. As Bjarke makes that stave, Romarov trying to stuff that home, still loose it, dribbled through the crease, and a penalty coming now to Norway. It'll be a tripping call in front of the net, a close call for Kazakhstan, but now they'll go on the power play.
He's going to go to Roymark. He's trying to pretend like he didn't get it by heading to the bench, but he picked it up late after Romarov had the short side tuck available to him. He just lost the handle when he's pulling it back over the goal line. Roymark coming down from his wing position, ends up tripping Volk. They see Volk, small guy, digs in on the forecheck, but when that starts the entire sequence, here's Romarov, takes it below the goal line. We've joked about his little short stick, and he has it, it's open. Oh. He just has a mishandle prior to the trip by Roymark on Mihalis.
Yeah, back in 2017, the game between Storhamar.
Did you say 8?
Yeah, 8 overtimes. Yeah, they beat Sparta.
8?
Yeah.
11 total periods.
Yeah.
How slow would that game have been? 7 periods in.
Yeah, final score was 3-2.
Oh my goodness, poor goaltenders. Maybe running out of concessions, trying to keep them hydrated and fed during the game.
Mihalis plays it down. There's a case to be made for shootouts.
Yeah, after 7 hours, I think so.
Zarchenko, pass a little high for Mihalis. And Tretinez plays it back out. Kazakhstan is 7 for 17 on the power play, scored 5 against Italy. Tretinez, pass it ahead to Rosselli Olsen. Now Volk with it, trying to flip it back across. Tretinez knocked that down and sweeps it out. Deet swings back for it. 27-year-old captain of this, alternate captain, sorry, for this Kazakh team. Romarov works in. Romarov winds in. Deets is the captain for Beres Nursultan.
What kind of respect he has for a KHL team, for a Canadian to be the captain.
Sagadev drops it back. Romarov to Svedberg, pounded out at the end boards. Shestakov with it. Back to Romarov. Romarov moves in, flips it back across, and a nifty play there by Olden, knocked that away, and Sondre Olden almost off to the races again. Drop back, Sagadev, a centering pass, that deflected and went wide. Sagadev back to Svedberg, 20 seconds to go in the Kazakh power play. Romarov shoots, he fired that wide short side. Sagadev down to Shestakov, he got buried there at the side of the goal by Lesson. Sagadev, centering pass picked off by Lindstrom. Olden needs off.
Too tired to go now.
Lindstrom backhands that towards the goal. Bjarke knocks it down. The teams are back to 5-on-5. 6.5 gone here in the second period. Still 1-0 Kazakhstan. The long shot by Roymark was off a stick and wide. Lilleberg to Holos. And that's icing against Norway.
A couple of close calls. Kazakhstan, that back check from Sagadev, that's when Olden was fresh, and that was going to be a 2-on-1. If he doesn't take it from him there, he's going to be off to the races. That turnover results in this chance. Back in front off the Norwegian stick, and Hawkman actually gets a piece of it to bail out his teammate. Oh, a little lucky, a little good. He'll take both.
Hawkman plays for Färjestad in the Swedish Hockey League. That pass picked up, and a quick chance there for Petuhov. Lilleberg. Up it for Mathis Olem. Chips it there for his brother Ken Andre. Fires that down in the Kazakh zone. Rosselli Olsen after it. And Ken Andre Olem. Tangles in the corner. Drops it back to Mathis Olem. He lost it. And Petuhov brings it back the other way. 3-on-2. Petuhov. Centering pass got by everyone. Rosselli Olsen back the other way. It's 3-on-2 for Norway. Rosselli Olsen to Ken Andre Olem. Works in, holds, shoots. Bjarke can save, rebound, loose in front. Rosselli Olsen poking at it. Lesson with a chance. Penalty coming now. It's going to go to Kazakhstan. interference will be the call. 12:34 to go in the second period. Still 1-0 Kazakhstan. So an interference penalty goes to Ivan Stepanenko of Kazakhstan, and Norway gets the power play. They're 2 for 16 in the man advantage. Kazakhstan's allowed just 2 power play goals on 19 opposition attempts. A big reason they've got 4 wins.
Good save percentage, good shooting percentage, good power play, good penalty kill. That's how you overachieve right there. There's your recipe.
Almost to Lindstrom. Norway setting it up as Trentinez has it. He has one of their power play goals, where Sully Olsen has the other. Back at the point is Holos. Holos.
Trying to find Lindstrom's stick.
Trentinez looking that way. Winds in, he shoots, tipped in front, Volkve Olsen scores! Thomas Volkve Olsen, a little slow roller, and it's tied at 1.
Really good recognition of what Kazakhstan was trying to do on the penalty kill. Because they were taking Lindstrom's shot away. So you rotate over, and all of a sudden the weak side coverage is not as strong because it's all shifted to the Lindstrom side of the ice. And a really nice look through to Volkve Olsen, who gets just enough of it. Gordon, he didn't really bury this one with authority. But you see Svedberg slide, and Stepanenko comes out of the box, and Blacker can't get back to the stick in time.
That barely got to the back of the net.
Just sweeping. You know, you'll get bonus points for entering the back of the net. Tap it home, tap, tap, tappy. And Volkve Olsen evens things up.
We can go through the scenarios if this game goes to overtime, but
we will not do that just yet. We'll wait to the third period. But you think about why did Stepanenko take that penalty? It was Petuhov's really bad decision on the 3-on-2 that gave Norway the break that resulted in the scramble where he had to take the penalty.
Right.
One bad decision, 130 feet from the net, ends up in a power play and the first goal against.
Actually wasn't a bad penalty by him.
No, it was an appropriate penalty.
Now loose in front, picked up by Shalapov. So you talked about it off the top of the show, Norway playing consequence-free hockey, but they're in the World Championship and have a chance to be a difference maker, which is all any player can ask for at this point. Volkve Olsen spins back in the corner, has his second goal of this tournament. Volkve Olsen across to Pedersen. Picked up by Volk. Volk back across to Starchenko, walks right in, shoots. That was blocked. Under chance. Hawkman reaching back, and it's under him. Just.
It looked like that changeup was going to trickle through, and Michaelis was jumping in the backside to poke it out from behind Hawkman. And Starchenko gets to walk into a glorious shooting position. He tries to pass it, but this rebound off the skate of Esplin gets between the feet of Hawkman. And how about the feel for Hawkman here? He's up, it's going through. Oh, he gets it with his glove on the way out. He actually reaches back and tucks it back underneath himself. Great look at it here. Wow. Michaelis sitting right there on the doorstep as well.
Off the draw, Dietz. Back to Romerev. In the corner for Shestakov. Shin for Romerev. Back to Dietz. He shoots. That floats wide. Shots are 13-12 in the game for Kazakhstan. A 1-1 tie. A regulation win secures a spot in the quarterfinals. for Kazakhstan. Any other result does not.
Doesn't mean they won't get in,
No,
just doesn't guarantee their path just yet.
They'll go to bed tonight not knowing. Knocked down by Holos. Up ahead for Olam. Lilleberg winds in, drops it off for Christensen. Tommy Christensen. Back around to Mathis Olam. Aligns there with Dietz. Moves out ahead for Maklukov. And now Romarov with it. Romarov fishes that back across, knocked down by Roymark. Lead pass to Salston. Svedberg ranges back for it. Scooped up to move ahead by the 24-year-old Dmitry Gurkov. Oh, look out, Hawkman almost bobbled that. Now it is intercepted by Gurkov. Back he goes to Blacker. Takes a return pass from Svedberg. Blacker peeked himself out of the offensive zone. Still 1-0 Sweden in the other rink. Lilleberg's pass goes off a stick, picked up by Lindstrom. And Norway breaks in 4 wide. Lindstrom moves in, but the play was offside. 9:10 to go here in the second period. It's a 1-1 tie here in Riga.
In Olympic Sports Center, the score between Team ROC versus Team Sweden is 0-1.
The score here in the second game of the day in Arena Riga earlier today. The United States with a 2-0 win over Germany, which has suddenly made life difficult for itself in this World Championship. Germany plays Latvia here tomorrow night in front of home fans for the first time. Tretinez played that back for Esplin. He's got to hurry back as Colson was bearing in on him. Lesson feeds it back around. Esplin tied up there by a Colson. Shevchenko, who has the Kazakh goal, works back in front. Hawkman down, still loose, picked up by a Colson. Shevchenko was sitting on Hawkman. Now Dietz a long shot. He whistled that high and wide. Shevchenko.
Get that big truck heading towards the net. He's hard to stop.
It's hard to turn it as well.
Listen. He's heading in a straight line. He's going to go in that line.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's turn signals on that one. Been effective for them, though.
He has been a good player.
Volk, a lead pass. That's picked up at center ice by Haga. Up ahead for Lindstrom. He was going off on a change. Lindstrom drops it back.
What a bad time to be out of gas.
Emilio Pettersson plays it back to Haga. Don't pass it to Lindstrom again. He's finally made his way off. Haga holds, drops it back. Buckley Olsen's shot was blocked. Kassestuhl plays it back in for Haga. Dietz goes back. Buckley Olsen got a stick on him. Oh, poked up by Haga, works it free again. Here comes Haga back to Pettersson. A shot that was deflected away by Volk. Haga picks it back up, flips that back to Volk by Olsen. And Michael Haga. Kassestuhl. Long shot blocked by Mihalis. And Starchenko bats it back to center ice. Kassestuhl for Volk by Olsen, who flips it back into the Kazakh zone. Curtis Volk winds out, lost the handle for a moment. Plays it back, running it, buried in the corner by Kassestuhl. Vasily Olsen to Mathis Olam. That pass picked off by Shin. Rink winding goes to Blacker. Jesse Blacker fires that down. Vasily Olsen moves out. In on Svedberg. Vasily Olsen won that battle, plays it back to Ken-Andre Olam. A centering pass that skipped away from his brother Mathis. Holos back to Ken-Andre Olam. Long wrist shot punched away by Boyarkin. And that goes up and out of play with 6:33 to go here in the second period.
Okay, Olsen, the goal scorer. You watch him trying to find a seam in the box, setting the hash marks, and all of a sudden it opens up. Blacker just gets caught a little bit high, can't get back in time to tie up the stick of Moltve Olsen. And a well-executed power play for a power play that was cruising along as the 13th best power play out of 16 teams. Just 2 goals prior to that one in the tournament.
That pass misfires. Icing called. There will be relegation at next year's World Championship if all goes according to plan. There'll be Division 1A, Division 1B.
But for this year, because there were no lower level tournaments taking place, no promotional tournaments available, all these 16 teams will be back next year in Finland.
Lilleberg back for Olden, walks in, Olden shoots, and Boyarkin got just a piece of that. Holos. For Tretinez, centering pass for Olden. Olden works free. Now racing up is Holos. Lindstrom gathers up the loose puck. There's a centering pass, and just missed Olden with that. At the line, kept alive by Holos. Andre Olden back with it. Always had the edge in play the last 5 minutes or so here. Lilleberg pokes at it. Kazakhstan scored its goal on a breakaway from Shevchenko. Moltve Olsen, a power play deflection, ties it up for Norway. Lifted in by a Setov. Lesson, lead pass to Salston. Kazakhstan was changing. Salston takes advantage and winds in. Salston pulls that back in. Loose puck at the side of the goal. Christensen going to get a shot away. Well, that pass broken up by Roymar. Big pileup in front of the Kazakh goal. Esplin leaves it there for Salston to Lesson. Up for Christensen. Chips that down with 5 to go in the second period. Roymar back around. Lead pass goes to a Colson. Colson tied up, sends it back in front. Just missed Shevchenko with that. Now Dietz, little slap pass. Tapped back in front by Ramira, but it's picked off by Haga. In comes Haga on Dietz, and Dietz erases him in the corner. Pedersen back to Kasastul, Emil Pedersen. Chips that around Sagadeyev and now spins back in the corner. Pedersen slides it back across. Saved by Krogdahl. Down to Moltve Olsen. A centering pass for Pedersen, bounced away from him. And Shevchenko chips it back down the ice. Krogdahl back to pick it up for Norway. Mathis Olam, a centering pass for Ken-Andre Olam. Spins and shoots. Boyarkin the save and a late whack there. Drew some attention, but Boyarkin's got it. 1-1 the score late in the second period.
He is alternating shift by shift, white tape to black tape board. It is, I've never seen anything like it before. He's had black his whole career. And a little bit last game he used white, and in this game he's changing period by period, shift by shift.
How do you notice that?
Because he looks funny with white tape.
Mathis Olim works in.
Because him and his brother handle the puck the same way, and they look the same, but now they don't.
Lilleberg shoots, and Boyarkin makes the stop.
So I've been tracking it this period. This is the 5th different time he's changed the color of his tape. So he's probably just using one stick, one shift, one stick the next. And
Andre Olim
Andre's like, I got the black tape. It's working for me. I'm sticking with it.
He scored a big goal shorthanded against Latvia to tie that game up, which they went on to win it a shootout. Well, now you got me thinking about it.
It's I've been tracking it, trying to figure out what would prompt somebody to do that shift by shift within a game.
I'm trying to keep track of which way 160 players shoot. I can't.
When I used to play, you know your players' teammates well, and you could tell by the stick.
Olden shoots, that goes wide.
Poking in your legs in a scrum, based on the way it's taped, based on the color of the stick. You know who's who, without even having any idea where he is.
That was centering pass, got away from Lindstrom. Trentinez back on it. Matthias Trentinez. Back down to Olden, picked off by Stepanenko, and Shin can't clear it out. Trentinez back in deep for Sondre Olden, trying to center it, hit the back of the net. And Shalapov has it back. Shestakov. Up ahead for Stepanenko, drops it off to Shin, winding it and shoots. Esplin picked that off. Lesson a lead pass out of the reach of Roymark, and Lesson looks skyward. That's icing, and the face-off back down in the Norwegian zone.
Frustrated there, but that was strong hand by Esplin in front. Looked like a dangerous play, and the puck's coming towards you. You can't afford to bobble it. And Esplin, good, strong defensive play to clear the puck.
Face off, one back to Dietz. Hawkman, rather, with a pass back, and the shot stopped by Hawkman. Face off will stay in the Norwegian zone as Aaron Dietz reloads.
Another shot on net for him. And the 17 goals this year wasn't a shock for Dietz. He was a 20-plus goal scorer in the WHL when he played there for Saskatoon. He's always had a knack, and even in his 13 games with Montreal, the Montreal Canadiens that is, put up 5 points. He's an offensive guy. He produces points.
Mathis Olim's out there, white tape.
Okay.
What was it last shift?
It was white as well last shift.
Now pick free by Kasastil for Ken-Andre Olim. Roselli Olsen works in. Norway broke in 5 wide there. Roselli Olsen drops it back. Krogdahl to Kasastil. Kasastil moves that down. Mathis Olim trying to pick that free. His brother got spilled there. Now Roselli Olsen on it. And Mathis Olim battling with Shevchenko, and Shevchenko with a longer reach. Won that battle for the puck. Throws it ahead. Sagadeyev along with the Coles, and the rink wide pass picked up by Ken-Andre Olden. And Olim moves it back to center ice. Sagadeyev up ahead for Shevchenko. Shevchenko slides it back. Dietz walks right in. Darren Dietz in, shoots, and Hawkman got a piece of that. Mathis Olim tied up in the corner. Across the stool. Up for Volkby. Olsen banks it off the sideboards. A race for it, and the puck bounced into the bench. That was the Norway bench. 1:04 to go in the second period.
Norway having to defend on rushing. Kazakh's Darren Dietz. It's amazing to watch him play because he's not a great skater in that he's really fast, but he's effortless, which allows him to play so many minutes. Like the big Svedberg, who has to work a little bit more to get where he's going at his size. But Dietz is able to play big minutes, late in shifts, doesn't ever look like he's going any slower than he was at the beginning of the shift.
Hager for the face-off. Wins it. Lilleberg put it right through the crease defenders.
Hello. Okay.
Haga works it with Volkvay Olsen across Emilio Pettersson. And two Kazakhs closed on him, knocked him off the puck. Volkvay Olsen slides it back to Holos. The Norwegian captain playing in his 15th straight World Championship. His first was the last one here in 2006.
Quite a bookend. Opening the building, then 15 years later going again.
Lilleberg gave it away. Mihalis drops it back. Ramirez in, and Hawkman makes the point-blank save on him. The puck goes up and out of play. A bad giveaway by Lilleberg there, almost wound up in the back of the net.
Sure was. And Ramirez could not have found himself in a better spot. Clean pass, flat on your stick. Lilleberg here drops it to nobody in particular, puts Pettersson in a tough spot. And that's just you and the goalie. No one's getting a stick on you. You handled it cleanly, but Hawkman, very aggressive. Comes flying off his line right to the edge of the blue paint. Take as much net away as possible.
Tretinez, ahead to Olden. Andre Olden flipped that in, got his own shoot in, and almost got a shot away. Now Olden back with it. Slides it down to Tretinez. That's broken up by Dietz. Lesson with a poke check there. Tretinez looks ahead. Time winding down here in the period. Lesson slammed down Shestakov, and Norway and Kazakhstan will go to the intermission tied at 1.
This year, it was never going to be easy. Nothing has been easy or predictable. Kazakhstan will have to work to get their 3 in regulation to clinch their spot in the quarterfinals.
This is the 2021 World Hockey Championship from Riga, Latvia. Our second intermission is coming up.
Team Kazakhstan 1. Shots on goal in the second period. Team Kazakhstan 6. Team Norway 10.
Yeah, thank you.
last 2 years, we had to pause the game that we love. But the love for the game has never died. Ice hockey is ours. Our endless spirit, our passion, our love. Little by little, the IIHF is bringing the game back. It is time to get back on the ice.
Игра состоит из множества моментов. Каждый момент приближает тебя к выигрышу. Ближе и ближе. Движение за движением. Касание за касанием. Момент за моментом. И победа у тебя.
Periodā. Norvēģija 1, Kazahstāna 1. Metieni pa vārtiem pēc otrā perioda.
Okay, stop. Good job, guys. Over there, the wave you hit the guy, be careful.
I wasn't gonna hit him, I'm just coming
Well, I
in.
know, but just no way you hit him.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
not
good.
hitting
Good, get up, boys, get up. Все, поехали. Wow! Wow, Darren, good job. Let's go. Good, let's go, get up. Where was it?
I was coming in, I fell.
No, over there. No.
tripping?
He played the puck like that was not a trip, not at all. I had a good view on it.
Kazakhstan has never before made the quarterfinals of the World Hockey Championship. A win in regulation today would guarantee that for them. A win of any other kind?
It gets complex. We've spent so many intermissions slicing and dicing the standings, the tiebreakers, and it could go second, third, fourth tiebreak deep before we actually figure it out. But all that will be moot if Kazakhstan could win this in regulation. They will be in. They will not be part of any tiebreaking discussion and locked in the 3 seed.
Colson gathers it back up for Kazakhstan, which took the lead in this game early on a breakaway goal by Shevchenko in the first period. Tying goal by Thomas Volkby Olsen on the power play in the second. Holos lost an edge there. Second, Davis Siddery pass to Colson, turned away point blank by Hawkman. And back comes Norway 3 wide. Vasily Olsen rink wide for Littleberger, who had jumped in. And now back comes Shevchenko the other way. Drops it back to Jesse Blacker, moving in on Tretinez. Well, that was an entertaining opening 60 seconds.
Almost caught a wheel and almost gave up a golden opportunity.
Lilleberg battles for it. Kicks it back across to Tretinez, who threw it right back in front. And then Vasily Olsen tapped it back in. Matthias Tretinez gets around Svedberg. In comes Tretinez, pulls, feeds it back across, they score! What a play by Tretinez. He sets it up for Stefan Esplund, and Norway has taken the lead.
Speed kills. That's what Tretinez has. Right from behind his own net. He throws that somewhat risky pass out in front, but he builds his speed from behind his own net, and he's off to the races. Svedberg knows he's there. Can he close? Can he close? And he just pushes and squeezes past him. Great edge work, too, to get inside Blacker. Going full speed like that, it's tough to corral the puck. Get your head up, realize everything's going on, slams on the brakes, puts it right onto Esplund's stick, who goes, that's 5-hole. I don't know if he was aiming there, but going back against the grain. But Tretinez does all the work with his speed.
So Canada, Latvia, and Germany, along with Norway, cheering that goal. Kazakhstan playing its final game of the preliminary round. Has 10 points. Canada, Germany, Latvia all have 9. And games to play tomorrow. Germany and Latvia play each other.
So someone's ending up with 11, at least. Kazakhstan would have to sit and wait if they get nothing out of this game, but long way to go here still for Kazakhstan.
And Kazakhstan, as we mentioned, has trailed.
They're right where they're comfortable. They've been in the spot all tournament long.
They've won 4 games. They've been behind in 3 of the 4 wins.
2 shootout wins. They never led until they scored the shootout winner.
So have you led if you...
No, you've not led.
But you won.
You won.
Maklukov slides that back to Dietz. Crosses to a back for it, banks it back around to Krogdahl. That's picked free by Sagadeev. Sagadeev back to Maklukov for Dietz. Dietz plays it back in for Sagadeev. He's tied up by Krogdahl. Salston to the line. Christensen knocks it down and finds Ken-Andre Ola moving in. He splits the D, and Dietz takes that away. Ken-Andre Ola drops it back for his brother Mathis.
What color is this tape cord?
Black. Seriously, Ola shoots. Punched out, rebound. Oh, what a stop by Boyarkin. He took that away from Mathis Ola. What a save. Lost his stick in the process. Oh, maybe a game saver there for Boyarkin. Ola shoots. That's knocked down by Boyarkin again. And Dietz slaps that to center ice, but not far enough to get a full change in. Vasily Olsen winds in, drops it off to Mathis Ola, who has alternated sticks here in the game between white tape and black tape.
He's going to go back to the white after missing that chance.
Vasily Olsen. The Ken-Andre Ola, his shot was blocked by Svedberg. And a penalty coming to Norway here. Shevchenko shifts it ahead. Ola's back to touch it up, and with 16:24 left in the third period, Kazakhstan goes to the power play.
Ken-Andre Down in front of the net, knock it over Svedberg. But how about this chance for, here's the penalty. Just gets his feet tangled up with sticking Svedberg's feet, he goes down. But this chance by Mathis Olin on the rebound, right on his forehand. Ow! That is desperation and athleticism by Boyarkin. One of the saves of the tournament, and the save that keeps Kazakhstan in this tournament.
Tretinez chips that down. So Latvia, which exploded on the power play against Italy, needs one here.
What a sequence that could be. That save, power play, and see what Kazakhstan does with it.
Mihalis works ahead. He got buried there by Lesson. And Lesson flips it by Starchenko and back down the ice. Norway trying to put a stick in the spokes of Kazakhstan in their final game of this World Championship. Carlos back with it, back around for Lilleberg. We mentioned Norway is a great winter sports country with a population of 5.4 million, more Olympic gold medals at the Winter Games than any other country. Not per capita.
Period.
Just more gold medals. Starchenko. Works in, Starchenko. Drops it back to Dietz. Crossing goes to Mihalis, works in, Mihalis. Inside a minute to go on the power play, back to Dietz. Mihalis to the goal mouth. Volk back with it to Mihalis.
Starchenko wants it on the back door.
He's standing there, gets to him. Now feeds it back to Dietz, moving in. Dietz holds, walks in and shoots. Hawkman to save. Volk centers it. Hawkman was down, and the puck leaves the zone. Starchenko has to regroup. Now Starchenko moves in. That was close to offside. Volk with it. Starchenko. Final seconds of this power play. Starchenko looks to the side of the goal. Volk turned away. A centering pass that skipped away from Panyukov. Now fed down the ice by Lesson.
Close calls in front. Sometimes you can't see the pass coming out of the pile. It's hard to corral it right in tight.
Shin drops it back. Blacker misfired on that one. And Kassestuhl moves it back ahead for Norway. Now Kassestuhl has to retreat. And here is Lesson with it. 6 gone in the third period. 2-1, Norway leading. Sweden still ahead of Russia. 1-0 in the third period of that game. Sweden needs a regulation win and some help to make the medal round. In comes Gurkov for it. He got crunched in the corner by Lesson. Haga gathers it back up for Norway. Oh, it was picked off there by Grukov, who got in the forecheck. Now Pedersen up for Volkby Olsen. We're getting a little wayward in the zone there. And Emilio Pedersen snaps that pass rink wide for Volkby Olsen and missed him. And Shalapov back, icing waved off.
Careful.
Big collision there between Volkby Olsen and Shalapov. Stepanenko had it knocked down by Volkby Olsen. Back at the point, Krogdahl stepped into that and cued it wide. Haga with it. He got crunched hard by Shalapov. Pedersen trying to dig that free. Asetov. Up there by Krogdahl. Hawkman around to Esplin. Here is Haga with it. Back for Lindstrom. Oh, look out, Krogdahl almost had his pocket picked. Lead pass to Lindstrom, chipping it ahead. And Tretinez moves in. Tretinez, a centering pass. Boyarkin knocks that away. Kolzin back with it for Kazakhstan. Moved it back to center now as Lindstrom brings it in. The play's offside at the Kazakhstan line. 2-1, Norway leads in a crucial game here at the World Hockey Championship. ice issue. So outside the blue line. The ice has held up remarkably well given the number of games and the time of year. It's not been too hot outside, which has helped. There's been no people in the building, which has also helped.
It has helped, and Boyarkin has helped himself. How's the groins and the hammies?
Oh, what a save.
That is max stretch effort. Doesn't even really get his left foot to push off of. Just goes straight splits. I'd be grimacing still too.
I'd be in surgery.
I'd be in traction, yeah, I'd be long gone.
Svedberg drops it back to Blacker.
This line's been quiet for Kazakhstan. They have their 3 top scorers playing together.
Mihalis plays it in. Lilleberg. That's kind of been Kazakhstan's MO though, right? For the most part, lurk in the weeds a little bit. Holos had that knocked away. Volk sends it in. Breakaway from Mihalis. In comes Mihalis, and he's stopped by Hawkman. What a save, and no penalty taken on the back check by Salston.
What is Holos and Lilleberg doing? You're up 1, you got 2 defensemen leading a rush on a stacked blue line.
Mihalis shoots, Hawkman knocks that away. A Kazakh player wound up in the net.
No sense.
Ken-Andre Olam, rink wide for his brother, Mathis. Vasily Olsen walks in for Mathis Olam, peels back in the corner. A shot for Mathis Olam, kicked away by Boyarkin. Ken-Andre Olam, tied up in the corner by Svedberg. Mathis Olam picks it free. Ken-Andre Olam for Vasily Olsen, that's picked off by Shin to Romero. I guess Norway hasn't played with the lead a lot. That might be.
Well, we talk about consequence-free hockey, and that's the downside.
Now a centering pass from Mathis Olam, just missed Vasily Olsen.
Can get a little loose with nothing to lose.
Haga, nifty move, pokes that back down to Mathis Olam. The return pass broken up by Shestakov. Petuhov squeezes that back down to the Norwegian zone, played around by Hawkman. Emilio Pettersson, long rink-wide pass to Volkve Olsen. Flips it back ahead, and Dietz swings back to pick that up. Penyukov winds in, across the salt. Now Penyukov with it. Little Hutnikov had that taken away. Gossa still got bumped there behind the goal. Krogdahl picks it up for Pettersson. Off the boards, but not out. Nagukov had it taken away by Pettersson, and away he comes. Emilio Pettersson flips that down. Boyarkin steers that away. And Nagukov plays it across to Dietz. Past the midway point of the third period. Norway a 2-1 lead. Another long lead pass, this time for Sagadeev. Holos up ahead to Tretinez. He finds Olden chipping it ahead. Sondre Olden moves in on Blacker. Olden shields him off, plays that to an open wing, and Shevchenko wheels around to pick it up. Colson flips that back down to the Norwegian zone. Hawkman gave it away to Shevchenko and quickly retreats to his net. Colson with it. Shevchenko tied up by Tretinez. Holos goes racing to it. Colson launched himself into him. Holos turns it over. Gathers it back up. Holos to Tretinez.
It's a nice play, got to be sure, but the play's there to pop it in the middle.
Blacker feeds it back across to Svedberg. 8:45 to go here in the third period. Starchenko with it. Feeds it back down. Volk around to Mihalis, who had a great chance a moment ago to tie the game up. Roymark races to it. Volk stepped into him. Salston tied up by Mihalis. Esplin feeds that back across. Lesson put that high in the air. It bounces back down to the feet of Blacker. Jesse Blacker back at the point. A long shot drifts wide from Mihalis. Roymark on it. These Kazakh top players are taking long shifts now.
I want to change in the offensive zone, but don't want to get caught trying to race back either.
Esplin on it. Starchenko's out of gas. Now Volk Back to Stepanenko, plays it right back into Starchenko, but Lesson stepped in front of him. Lesson high off the glass and back down the ice. And Norway's got tired players on the ice too. And so Kazakhstan can get fresh players out.
I don't mind that if you're Lesson, though. He's been battling for a long time. Here's the turnover caused with Holos and Lilleberg, the first two guys in. And Mikhailis breaking in. Oh, he gets it into the body of Hawkman, tries to open him up, almost finds the 5-hole. The very shifty Nikita Mikhailis. It's a good look.
Shestakov wins the face-off back for Dietz, but the puck came out, and that is offside by a little bit. 2-1 Norway leads here in the third period.
In Olympic Sports Center, the score between Team ROC and Team Sweden is 0-1.
2-1 Norway leads, 7:36 to go in the third period. Germany, Latvia, and Canada all watching this with interest. If Kazakhstan were to lose this game in regulation, they would need Finland to beat Canada in any fashion tomorrow in the noon game local in order to qualify.
No, in regulation, I think it is. They would lose
pardon
the
me, in regulation.
Yes, in regulation, which is entirely possible. They're not out by a long shot. They'll be disappointed for not controlling their own fate tonight.
Shin, rink wide pass to Dietz, and comes Shestakov with it, shoots, gloved by Hawkman, and he'll hang on to that. So tomorrow Canada plays Finland in the first game, then you got the United States against Italy. The nightcap is Germany, Latvia.
It's almost a certainty that that game will matter.
Right.
In some capacity, whether it's to split up a tiebreak, whether it's to get in themselves, depending on what happens here with Kazakhstan and with Canada tomorrow. But it'll all be laid out in front of them. They'll know we need to win in regulation, we need to win in any time to get in. It should be a barn burner tomorrow night with fans in the stands.
There is a scenario where Germany and Latvia play each other, and if they go to overtime, they knock each other out.
Yeah.
Dietz lost the puck as Haga picks it up. Volkve Olsen back around. Sagadeev lost it to Volkve Olsen. Lead pass goes to Lilleberg. Lilleberg to Emilio Pettersson. And Pettersson tried to shovel that back in. Maklukov sends it ahead to Shevchenko. And now Colson driving. Shevchenko shoots. Hawkman makes the save and hangs on to that. This has not been textbook protection of the lead by Norway.
No, not at all. They're asking their goaltender, Henrik Hawkman, to do an awful lot. And he's been good acrobatic and maybe a little bit lucky at times, but whatever it takes to get the job done, this has probably been his strongest game of the tournament. Kazakhstan had just 20 shots, 1 goal against. He has been very good.
Still 1-0 Sweden on Russia.
Sweden's gonna make it confusing on the other side as well.
Blacker tries to kick that ahead, picked up now by Olden.
Not gonna catch him.
Sondre Olden streaks in, winds, and shoots that wide.
He just pulls, he's a powerful skater. Just pulls away from guys.
Mikhailis with it. And Svedberg being watched there by Olden. Now moved ahead by Blacker to Mikhailis, to Volk. Curtis Volk with it, brings it back around, Lesson waiting for it. Lesson tries to dig that free. Lead pass goes to Olden. Fires it down. Boyarkin missed that on the shoot and then poked it away from Olden. Svedberg back with it. Long pass ahead, knocked down by Krogdahl. Holos Through the middle. He finds Salston, who fires it back down to the Kazakh zone. Svedberg. Lead pass. Gurkov. Lahotnikov picks it up now. Shoots, he fired that wide. Shestakov on it. Stepanenko plays it back in for Kazakhstan. And Holos gathers up the loose puck. Jonas Holos. Lead pass to Salston. Loose at center ice. That's knocked down by Stepanenko, who plays it back in. Holos goes back. Stepanenko slammed into him. Salston gathers up the loose puck. Stepanenko's a defenseman who had moved up. Zagadeyev, the forward, was backing him up. Maklukov for a Colson. Sharp angle shot. Hawkman makes the save. The rebound bounced right back in the slot. Kazakhstan. Around the Roy mark, Marceli Olsen flips that back. Kazakhstan turns it over. Brought back in by a Colson, a backhand shot. Hawkman the save. Loose puck at the side of the goal. Poked away by Roy mark, and a penalty coming now. A Colson down. They got Roy mark on the penalty. And it's going to be a check to the head. So it'll be 2-10 to Roy mark. And Kazakhstan goes to the power play with 4:43 to go in the third period. So Martin Roymark gets 2-10 for a check to the head.
He's taken off as there's only less than 5 minutes. Now this is he doesn't have to lean in here. He's got the puck poked to the corner and he kind of glances back left and gets a pit of Colson's head. And so with less than 5 to play and even a 5-minute overtime, he's not going to be back in this game. So he's done for the night. Big opportunity here for Kazakhstan.
Meanwhile, Russia has scored goals 12 seconds apart. Now leads Sweden 2-1 late in the third. Loose puck in front. Mahadas with a chance. That's kicked away by Hawkman. Lesson, tough play on his backhand. Starchenko holds it. Lesson plays it out in the second try. Marceli Olsen pokes at it for Norway. Now, what would be your thought on pulling the goaltender here? Too soon?
I think you let it ride. Play the normal 5-on-4. Not yet.
Dietz winds in. Aaron Dietz moves in. Volk back with it now. Curtis Volk. Walks in, drops it back to Starchenko. Feeds it back to Dietz, winds in, shoots, bouncing puck in front. Oh, what a stop by Hawkman. He reaches back again and takes that away from Penyukov.
Oh, the bouncing puck. Hawkman has had a magnet between his legs. Feeling all the pucks that end up down there. Dietz tees it up. Look at this thing carry him in off Penyukov. And that's about the third time he's reached back with his glove to feel something trickling through. It's in there somewhere. He's got his defenseman trying to help him out. And Yuri Mikhailov knows he's in if he wins in regulation, but even 2 points gets him in a really good spot.
Yeah.
So don't give away a third goal by pulling the goaltender too early. With your power play time, 5-on-4.
Penyukov falls back at the point. Dietz can't hold it. 4 to go in the third period. Kazakhstan with 4 wins in the preliminary round. Had 4 wins in 48 games. Prior to that, Dietz in, shoots, kick saved by Hawkman. And Trenton is back with it, fires it down the ice. Dietz back with it. Up ahead for Shin. Alexander Shin. with Volk standing in front, 45 seconds to go on the power play. Shin swings that down to Volk. Sagadeyev trying to get loose in front. Shin back across. Taps it back to Dietz. That's picked off by Rosselli Olsen, shorthanded. These guys are tired. Rosselli Olsen in, shorthanded, got hooked, got a shot away, and there's no penalty. And the Norwegians are screaming about that.
They should be. He got his shoulder hooked back.
Sagadeyev winds in. Sagadeyev with a chance, shoots. Hawkman the save. He'll pounce on the loose puck. 19 seconds to go, and the Norwegians can't believe that wasn't called.
You called it right. Tired bodies for Kazakhstan, and that's a hook right on his hand. Right onto his hand. That doesn't allow him to get a shot. He's got no choice but just to poke it. He's saying, got you in the hip. You're wrong. That is a miss by Martin Frano from the Czech Republic. Into his hand. Watch the replay. And Petter Thorsen. All right, let's focus. Regain our composure, but Rosselli Olsen is correct. That should have been a penalty shot. He was in clean.
Svedberg walks in, waits and shoots. Hawkman save, and a crease violation being called against Kazakhstan. We'll take the face-off outside. 12 seconds to go in the power play, and Sweden has tied it up against Russia. Victor Olofsson with less than 5 to go in the third period.
Offensive explosion over there after a very tight game for most of it. Shestakov gets the crease violation. Tough one. Opportunity with just 12 seconds left. Gotta watch the wide man. Romarov way on the far boards, hiding in front of the Norwegian bench.
Svedberg back for it. Drops it off to Sagadeyev. Keeps it back even strength as Pettersson steps back on. Puck got through to Hawkman, who knocked that away. Now Shestakov flips it back into the corner. Krogdahl back for Lesson, couldn't clear it out. Blacker had his shot blocked by Volk by Olsen. The puck back to center ice. Sagadeyev had his pocket pick. Emilio Pettersson winds in and sends that wide to the goal. Kazakhstan led the game 1-0 for a long stretch. Norway grabbed the lead and has held it ever since. That lead pass knocked away from a Colson. And now Volk by Olsen fires it down to the glove of the goaltender Nikita Boyarka. We'll keep an eye on him in the Kazakh crease. A Colson moves ahead. In across the line is a Colson. That's knocked down. And it's moved up by Lilleberg. Centering pass for Ken-Andre Olam walking in. Ken-Andre Olam still on it. And now Mathis white tape Olsen on this shift. Centers it for Rosselli Olsen. Back to Mathis Olam. Minute and a half to go in the third period, and Kazakhstan's a long way from where it needs to be. Holos feeds it back across to Krogdahl. Krogdahl down to Mathis Olam.
Keep it alive, keep it on the outside. Don't force anything up the middle.
Rosselli Olsen plays it back behind the goal. Nagukov up for Shevchenko. That's picked off and brought back in as Boyarkin's welded in the Kazakh crease. Ken-Andre Olam in behind the goal now for Mathis Olam. In, shoot, scores! Mathis Olam with 1 to go in the third period and grab the puck. Mathis Olam is now Norway's all-time point leader at the World Hockey Championship, and his brother Ken-Andre Olam grabbed the puck.
He had a couple good looks, finally found the right stick to put it in with, and Rosselli Olsen seals the Hawknikov right on top of Boyarkin. He can't see, he can't get out, and a tired Kazakhstan defense finally concede one. That's a nice release. Mathis Olam picks the far side from his brother. It's only appropriate if you're going to become the all-time leading scorer in your country's history. It comes on a goal assisted by your brother.
So
wondering, what if?
It's going to be a sleepless night for Kazakhstan now, assuming this holds up. Well, tomorrow gets really interesting now.
Norway doing a huge favor for Canada, Germany, Latvia. All have many ways to make the quarterfinals now. We won't know until the end of the last game tomorrow who's going to get there.
Now Olden comes racing in. Sondre Olden with Tretinez. And Olden plays that in deep. So Norway in its final game of this World Hockey Championship will pick up its 3rd win.
Pretty good finish to their tournament.
Yeah.
Beat Latvia, tough loss against USA, and beating Kazakhstan.
Just the 2nd time these countries have met at any level in any IIHF tournament. And Norway wins it 3-1 and sets up an amazing final day of the preliminary round.
We shouldn't be surprised, because all we've been is surprised this entire tournament. And Norway, Henrik Hawkman upsetting Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan just needed a win to get a guaranteed berth in the quarterfinals. Norway saying not on our watch, as they played hard, got great goaltending, and found a way to get the win in regulation. And Kazakhstan will be forced to watch, wait, and work the numbers to see if they can make it. But Henrik Hawkman, what a response by him. Fantastic game.
And there's the all-time leading point getter, Mathis Olom, a terrific career for Norway. Well, meantime, Russia and Sweden in an important game in Group A. And for more on that, let's send you back to the studio and Rod Black.
Katrs komandas labākais spēlētājs saņems rokas pulksteni no TISO, Starptautiskās hokeja federācijas 2021. Gada pasaules čempionāta oficiālā laika skaitītāja.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best players of each team will be awarded with the official watch by TISO, official timekeeper of the 2021 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship.
Kazahstānas izlases labākais spēlētājs numur 9.
The best player of Team Kazakhstan, number 9, Jesse Blacker.
Norvēģijas izlases labākais spēlētājs numur 13.
Best player of Team Norway, number 13, Sondre Olden.
Dāmas un kungi, turpinājumā Norvēģijas izlases 3 turnīra labāko spēlētāju apbalvošana. Savus labākos spēlētājus ir noteikusi pati izlase. Balvas no Starptautiskās hokeja federācijas 2021. Gada pasaules čempionāta oficiālā sponsora Patron.
Ladies and gentlemen, now the award of the 3 best players in the tournament of Team Norway that are selected by the team will be presented by Patron, official sponsor of the 2021 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship.
Norvēģijas izlases 3 labākie spēlētāji ir.
The 3 best players of Team Norway are
Numur 6.
Number 6, Jonas Hulas.
Numur 8.
Number 8, Matias Tretinez.
Numur 33.
And number 33, Henrik Hawkman.
Dāmas un kungi, lūdzu piecelsimies, lai godinātu Norvēģijas valsts himnu.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Norway.
Paldies visiem par uzmanību. Nākošā Starptautiskās hokeja federācijas 2021. gada pasaules čempionāta spēle notiks rītdien arēnā Rīgā pulksten 12:15, kur savā starpā tiksies Kanādas un Somijas izlases.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance. The 2021 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship will continue tomorrow in Arena Riga at 12:15 with a game between Team Canada against Team Finland.
Victor, you had the assist on Dmitry Shevchenko's opening goal. You held the lead for a while. When did you think Norway ultimately pulled away in this game?
I mean, when they scored a 2-1, obviously it's never good for you when they get the upper hand there and kind of switches the momentum a little bit, and we have to start chasing a little bit more, and we couldn't really overcome that today.
The shots were even at 27. What stood out to you about Norway's goaltender Henrik Hawkman's performance tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he played very good. We could have made it harder for him too, maybe, but he had a good game, obviously, and that helped him to win too.
And anything in particular you want to do to reset after this one?
No, we're gonna see where the standing ends up here, and if we're in it, we're gonna do our best to regroup here and work on some things and get better.
Victor, thank you.
Thank you.
Jonas, before this game, Norway knew it would be the last of the tournament. As captain, what was the message to your team?
No, we want to end the season well and play to the last game, and I think you come out and do that, and I think that's because everyone is proud of playing for Norway, and we just want to show some respect for our country and for the national team.
Kazakhstan was playing for the opportunity to clinch its first ever quarterfinal berth of the World Championship. What did you think of the battle your team showed tonight?
I think we battled all the way in. Of course, it's not a perfect game, but it's a lot of games in a short time of period. But I think the way we came out, I'm proud of the team, and I think yeah, it's really good.
Mathis Olem is now Norway's all-time points leader. What has he contributed to your team this tournament?
Oh, he's always good. He can keep the puck and calm the game down a little bit. He can make nice plays. He can score goals. He's been huge for us, not only this year, but every year we played with the national team.
And lastly, in your own language, this is your 15th World Championship. Your first was the last one held in Riga back in 2006. What brings you back each and every year to this tournament?
I think it's more fun to play hockey than running around and lifting weights, and I have a lot of good friends playing on the national team, and I like just a group of guys traveling around playing games and end the season with the World Championship. I just like how it is.
And if you could answer in Norwegian on what it felt like recently to play your 100th career game at the World Championship.
You want me to answer in Norwegian?
Please.
Nei, jeg kjempestolt av å kunne spille 100 matcher for Norge. Det er noe jeg skal ta med meg, og jeg håper jeg kan se tilbake på det som noe veldig fint.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Игра состоит из множества моментов. Каждый момент приближает тебя к выигрышу. Ближе и ближе. Движение за движением. Касание за касанием. Момент за моментом. И победа у тебя в руках. Лови момент и оставь их вместе с Лигой.
Thank you.